Right, this drum groove I'm going to teach you looks a little bit complicated, but there's actually just a couple of little components I'm going to teach you which really make it sing. So here's how it sounds. So breaking into it, the first bit's quite straightforward. We're going to have the bass drum and a hi-hat together, followed by a hat bass. So 1 and up. And then probably the trickiest little bit, it's almost like a little bit of a paradiddle. Right, left, right, right. So up to there, 1 and a right, left, right, right. Okay, you see that puts our left hand in a slightly displaced position, which means it's not in its normal place. Normally we'd have 1 and a 2. This is 1 and a 2, E and a. So just the placement's a little bit weird. And then we have an open hi-hat after that. I'm just going to let that kind of sit open for a little bit. So 1 and a 2, right, right. Okay, now group of 3 can be a little weird. Try and practice that. Just group of 3. See, I'm trying to get it into my fingers a little bit. And I'm kind of coming down for an accent on that open hi-hat. So that it sings a bit. To really look into your hand technique there. And then after that, you've just got a kick and a hi-hat together, snare and a hi-hat, and a hi-hat. Just to finish that off. Now, that hi-hat at the end there with the kick, so rather than kick, snare, hat, you might just want to play kick on its own, snare and hi-hat, hi-hat, if you want that open hi-hat to last longer, okay? But it's a little harder to play. So playing it as I've written in the notation, you see after the open hi-hat, I'm closing the hi-hat down to play it with a kick. You may decide, once you're a bit more comfortable with the coordination, just leave the open hi-hat even longer. So that's just ringing out while the rest of the groove carries on. So you don't have to interrupt it, but the lack of the hands playing there and the kick on its own is enough to throw off some coordination. So a couple of options there. But yeah, so a couple of things you can do. Anyway, that's the groove. Once you put it all together. So a couple of options there to do. Now, once you speed that up, once you're feeling happy with it, try it with a crash, try moving it around the kit, try it in a few different places. Rather than an open hi-hat, you can do it all on the ride and go for a bell, and it gives you a similar kind of sound on the ride cymbal there. So I'm just going to noodle around a bit anyway and just give you a few ideas of where you can use it. And there we go. Hope that gives you a few ideas and a couple of components you can work into your playing.